Okay, we're here. Let's start again. 4 a.m. the next day. Tornado warning. This is going to be over Taylorsville right now. This is over Taylorsville right now. One tornado warning right now. I don't know why my thing is showing no tornado warning. Probably hasn't updated yet. But the area of rotation is over Taylorsville. It's very broad as of right now. And so this is over Taylorsville, and so this includes northern Jones County. This includes parts of Wayne or parts of Jasper County. So Jasper County, Smith County. I'm sorry, Jasper County, Jones County, Smith County, and portions of Covington County as well. I'm just trying to make sure everything is updating real quick. I hear the tornado sirens in the distance going off at the Indian reservation. But yes, we are live right now. If you know anybody that is in this area, it's a very broad area of rotation. The National Weather Service decided to warn it. We're getting back into we're getting back into the drill. I have not slept, guys. I have been up all night, and if you didn't know, I only slept for 3 hours the night before, so I'm a little tired. Let me wipe this. I'm back. Sorry about that. But yes, very broad area of rotation over Taylorsville right now. Let me get some other things going. I had to quickly open up the live stream. So, sorry about that. It's happening very quickly. But yeah, a very broad area of rotation. Nothing telling me that there's a tornado on the ground as of right now. Let me see if I can get us a camera maybe or something that might see this storm. I hear sirens in the distance from the Indian Reservation, which is always nice to hear, especially whenever Jones County EMA decides that we apparently don't need tornado sirens. Maybe we should do something about that at some point. And anyways, not to get meteorologically political. Look at Laurel, Mississippi. Can't really see too much from the Laurel camera that's looking off to the south. Anyway, let's get some timings for this right now. I can get this. There we go. Getting timings for this. So like I said, it's over Taylorsville right now, moving at, I believe, 45 miles an hour. It'll be over Heidelberg by 4:30. Over Heidelberg by 4:30. Let me double check the timing on this. Yeah, moving east at 45 miles an hour. So yes, this will be over Heidelberg in about 30 minutes. It'll be over Heidelberg in about 40 minutes. But yeah, a very broad area of rotation. Going over Summerland right now, going over Simpson, crossing over Highway 531 in Smith County. Like I said, this does involve northern Jones County. I believe that's for a little spin up with this possible big area of rotation. But overall, nothing is screaming tornado right now. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Tornado watch has been extended into Alabama. So National Weather Service apparently thinks that tornadoes are still likely here within the next few hours. Looking at the radar, does not look too impressive. We'll switch over to the Jackson radar. Switch over to the velocity. The Jackson radar looks a little bit better with this storm. So it's now the waiting game, waiting to see if anything decides to pop up with this cell. Because the National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for a broad area of rotation. And to be honest, that is what we have seen the entirety of the last 24 hours that I've been awake. We may have had something blip up right there, just outside of Taylorsville, maybe. No, that did not. That is not debris. Don't listen to me. I'm completely off in that case. Well, hold on. Let me line it up, actually. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything at all in terms of debris or anything. So yeah, no, nothing confirmed on the ground. It doesn't look like anything on the ground at all either. Like I said, sorry if I'm all over the place. One-man band that's been up for 24 hours at this point, and slept 3 hours the night before. Sucks a little bit, but we're going to manage it. All 13 people that are up at 4 a.m. right now, good morning. I hope you are having a lovely morning as a tornado warning has woke you up. You have this area of rotation just off now to the east of Taylorsville. This is off to the east of Taylorsville, moving to the northeast at 45 miles an hour. Like I said, there's no tornado with this right now. Like there's no defined area like that. We know that there's a tornado on the ground. This is not a confirmed tornado warning. This is a radar indicated tornado warning, which means that the National Weather Service believes that a tornado could spin up pretty fast from this cell. The tornado watch has been extended to go to 10 in the morning, it looks like. So yes, 10 in the morning. They've extended part of the tornado watch to. They have allowed the tornado watch to expire in most of southwestern Mississippi. So luckily, these storms look like they're going to get on and get out of here before we get really too far into the day. At this rate, all the tornadic storms should be out of Mississippi by, let's see, what is it, 4 o'clock? 7 maybe 7 or 8 o'clock. Right now, that area of rotation, you have one area, little blip that we're looking over Gaetano. You got the other one over, you got another one over Simpson, and then this is heading right towards Stringer. This whole area of rotation about to cross over Stringer right now. Like I said, this is a very broad area of rotation that's about to cross over Highway 15. Okay. So looking at this, Stringer by 4:10. This will be over you at 4:10 in 5 minutes. Vernon at 4:18. Blue Ridge at 4:18. The community of Moss 4:16. Heidelberg 4:30. Kelowna 4:30 as well. Vosburg, you're just outside of that, probably around 4:35. Here's what we're looking at, a big old supercell that's kind of embedded in this line. It doesn't look all that impressive, but I definitely could see this storm spinning up something pretty fast. That potential is there. You got this blip that's now to the west of Stringer. This will be crossing over Stringer about right now. If you're in Stringer, get in your safe spot. I know that Stringer went through a tornado not too long ago, right there along County Road 10. I believe that was last year. That was that was around January probably. Can you try to go back to sleep, Miss Kathy? You can. I'm not worried about this in Sandersville at all. I'm not worried about this one. I know why the polygon was drawn farther south, but really, honestly, Sandersville was never going to get hit by this cell in particular. So like I said, this area of rotation right over County Road 10 right now. The Laurel Skycam still not showing us much at all. Is McGee safe? Good question. Let's see. Let's find McGee. McGee, I think you might be done for the day in terms of tornadic weather. Yeah, once you get past this first line, you're pretty much done. McGee, you might have some heavy rain, maybe some wind and a quick downpour, but your tornado risk is over since this line moved through. So you are good. You are fine in McGee. Yeah, I've just been around playing video games with friends while I've watched the radar getting ready to potentially go live for anything. And so it's been a very eventful last 24 hours, and hopefully I'll try to keep everyone updated with whatever the tornadoes have been rated across the day. I'm giving weather updates, but at some point I'm going to need to sleep for a solid 10 hours. So we'll get there eventually. But yeah, you have this area of rotation right over Stringer. This is moving to the northeast at 45 miles an hour. So let's, once again, let's take this cone real quick and play it out for you. So this is over Stringer now. Blue Ridge at 417, Moss 415, Vernon at 418, Kelowna 430, Heidelberg 430 as well, Vosburg 432, Barnett 436. That's if this cell makes it that far. Looking back at the reflectivity, this is what we're dealing with. Not the best looking cell ever. However, you can definitely see some kind of curvature and a supercell here with this system. But this is more of a linear system at this point. Not really too much of supercells being by themselves. I'm turning off. What I'm doing right now is I'm turning off the tornado watch and the flood watch real quick just so I can look at the radar a little better. Let's play this back just a little bit so we can see how this cells came together. This cell has been showing, it's been kind of outflow dominant for a while, and that's still what's going on with this cell. You can see lots and lots of reds with this cell, especially back here towards Mount Olive. Normally, you don't want to see one side with a lot of color. I don't know really how to explain that too well. I'll figure that out at some point. But overall, on radar, this cell does not look all that healthy and all that impressive. What I'm more impressed about is the cell back towards Bassfield. I think this will become tornado warned before too long. This cell back towards Bassfield looks pretty good, if I'm going to be honest. And so, if that continues, that would then be another problem here in Jones County. Still hear tornado sirens going off in the background from the Indian reservation. So, give me 2 seconds. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm sorry if I'm kind of just sitting here or if I'm just kind of all over the place just a little bit. I'm fairly tired, but we're gonna push through it, and we're gonna push through with what I know. Honestly, these cells, the cell towards Bassfield and the cell up here towards Stringer is looking healthier. Like this cell that just moved over Stringer. This is about to cross over. This is crossing over County Road 19, County Road 1915, moving off towards County Road 21 right now. So yes, this will be crossing over the communities of Vernon and Blue Ridge before too long here in Jasper County. This other area of rotation I'm kind of watching. It doesn't look amazing, but you have this area of rotation down here to the south of Prentice, to the north of Columbia, heading towards Bassfield. That area of rotation is over Mississippi Highway 13 right now in, let's see, that is Jeff Davis County. The tornado warning has now been spliced. Jones County is no longer in this tornado warning. This is a Jasper County only tornado warning now. So yeah, this is what we're gonna have to wait and watch for the next little bit is for tornado potential. I'll give a line real quick. We have a severe thunderstorm warning up here near Meridian. Let's go towards that now. That says that has a tornado possible tag. That has been going for a little bit, it seems like. Hard to see because this cell is in the middle of a radar hole that we have outside of Meridian. But yeah, this area of rotation near Bassfield, it looks very impressive. But if we go to the Louisiana radar, I mean, even the Louisiana radar looks impressive as well. Let's see, we have winds of 70 miles an hour next to 20 miles an hour. That is what we would call a gate to gate of only 50 miles an hour. So it looks fairly impressive, but it's a gate to gate of only a 50 mile an hour mesocyclone. So that mesocyclone spinning at about 50 miles an hour in the upper atmosphere, which is fairly impressive, but you're going to need a little more than that to support tornado development. That area of rotation is now crossing over County Road 21, just a few minutes from the communities of Blue Ridge and Vernon. So let's zoom out real quick. That cold front now, your main cold front, that's going to have more heavy rain, but will not have a tornado threat, is back here just off to the east of Jackson now. It is to the west of Hazelhurst, west of Brookhaven. But if you are behind this line that I drew, if you are out here where all these yellows are, you are to the clear of a tornado potential. You will not have more tornadoes. You might have some heavy rain and a little bit of wind gust, maybe a downburst real quick, but your tornado threat is gone. You will not have, you will not be expecting a tornado for the rest of the night. Storm relative velocity looks halfway decent with that cell here to the southwest or southeast of Bay Springs. We look at storm relative velocity also here to the south of Prentice. See rather if one of these areas of rotation, we have two areas of rotation, if they will try to produce a tornado here. So yeah, so that area of rotation moving through Jasper County, about to go over Vernon and Blue Ridge. Honestly, that area of rotation is starting to look fairly impressive, but still several factors with that cell that is struggling. And so now I want to look at this cell over Bassfield, or that's about to cross over Bassfield, 60 miles an hour. You have a gate to gate of roughly 70 miles an hour. They're just off to the west of Bassfield. I'm honestly more impressed with this embedded cell that is about to cross over Bassfield and about to cross over Highway 42 and Highway 35. I'm more impressed with that cell than any other cell currently. If you will excuse me for 1 second, I'm going to go get some more water real quick. All right, I am back. One thing I noticed while I was walking to the kitchen is a very beautiful lightning storm we have outside. I'm going to look at the camera from Laurel, Mississippi. You're going to get a light show here from this camera. Lots of lightning happening with this storm. Oh, actually, I'll turn on the lightning reports here in a second. If I can find it. I don't know necessarily where they are. Lightning detection. And so anyways, here's our lightning right now. Here's how much lightning we have with these cells. Lots of lightning striking some of these. And that really shows you how strong some of these storms are. Lots of lightning with this storm that's going over Bay Springs, but also lots of lightning with this Bassfield storm as well. They just severe thunderstorm warned the Bassfield cell for 60-mile-an-hour wind gust and a potential tornado. So we will need to continue to watch that. Overall, like I said, the risk is still lower than it has been, or than it was expected to be yesterday. But we still have a risk across. We still have a risk across the Pine Belt and across the coastal counties, at least for a spin-up tornado or two. But I mean, look at this rotation about to go over Bassfield. I think this might be one of the better looking cells in terms of producing that we've had all day. I say all day, I of course mean all event. Yeah, I've been up all night too, which is also funny because I woke up yesterday at 4 o'clock. Yeah, I woke up yesterday at 4 o'clock, went live at 5, and then did weather all day. And then I've still been up all night with this system. It was kind of weird because the system was supposed to come through last night, but then a lot of stuff slowed down. The system itself slowed down, and then luckily, the system itself kind of fell apart as we got closer and closer to the event, and so that's good. Looking at the storm relative velocity, definitely a area of rotation that's tightening up here in Jasper County. I'm going to keep my eye on this because this is doing something that bothers me a little bit in terms of producing, in terms of danger, is usually you can see a cell kind of go out and wrap itself back into the storm. And normally when they do that, that's when you spin up a tornado really fast. And if we look at the reflectivity, you can kind of see this ball in the edge of the cell that's trying to wrap itself out and come back in. And so that's usually a sign of poor conditions for tornado development or for sustaining tornadoes. But that is an easy way to spin up a tornado. So we're continuing to look at this in Jasper County. Also looking at this area of rotation that's about to go over Bassfield. It's right now over the community of Carson, crossing over Highway 42 right now, about to cross over Highway 35. But look at that. That is a CC couplet over Carson. They're going to tornado warn this. I guarantee you they tornado warn this. That's a 110 mile an hour couplet. Yeah, that's a tight couplet. That might be a tornado on the ground. Nothing so far. It could just be a little blip in the radar. Sometimes that's how that goes. I'm going to get another view from the south radar. Let's see what happens with this. From the south radar, let's see if I can look at velocity. Dang, that velocity still looks good as this is over the community of Carson. If you're in Carson, I'd be in your safe spot, actually. Actually, if you're in front of this cell, I would be in your safe spot. I think a tornado warning could get issued at any second. I think a tornado warning should probably be issued for this cell. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this out just a little bit in terms of, like, when is this cell going to be there? When is this going to be over you? If this continues on in its way, this would move over Seminary at 443, Collins 442, Ellisville 505, Laurel 511, Sandersville 520. I do see this getting tornado warned. I would expect this cell, if it keeps up, to get, yep, there it is, tornado warning, called it. Tornado warning for Jones County. This is for Jeff Davis, for, what am I saying? This is for Jeff Davis County, Covington County, and portions of western Jones County. Like I said, this cell got its act together pretty fast. Like I said, I thought it looked the most impressive out of all of them. There's your tornado warning on that cell. I like to pat myself on the back sometimes. But we got a serious situation going on. If you're in Carson, I mean, that is a very impressive storm. That's a tornado. That's a tornado on the ground. I think that's a CC drop. I think we just had a tornado go or start on the ground near Carson. Yep, that's a CC drop. Yep, tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground in Carson. This is an observed tornado warning. This is probably our first observed tornado so far. I said that it was spinning up pretty fast. We have a tornado on the ground. This is crossing over Highway 35 right now. This is just crossed over Carson. This is crossing over Highway 35 right now. Tornado on the ground. If you know anybody that's in the path of this, anybody that's in Seminary, Collins, maybe even Western Jones County, let them know that this is on the way. So yes, 2 tornado warnings right now. One of them is observed. That is for this cell that just went through Carson. Sorry, I'm trying to get sorry, trying to get this figured out just real quick. There we go. Okay, we're back. Sorry, had to do something real quick. Yeah, this might still be on the ground. Yeah, no, still an obvious CC drop. This is going over Highway 35 right now. This just hit Carson. If you know anybody in Carson, check on them. So yes, tornado on the ground. Wow, that ramped up quickly. All of a sudden, we have a tornado on the ground here in Jeff Davis County. This is going to quickly move into Covington County before too long. But yes, this is over Highway 35. This is about to cross over the community of Santee. If you know anybody in Santee, make sure they are in a safe spot. This will move towards Collins and towards Seminary, or towards Collins, towards Seminary, and then we'll move off towards Laurel and towards Ellisville. Trying to see if we can see anything with this storm. Let me check the cameras real quick. Not seeing anything right now. This is all I can see from the Laurel Skycam. This might become more important later, especially as this cell gets closer and closer to Laurel. But I mean, yeah, this still is an impressive sell, to say the least. This thing might still be on the ground. I do believe this is still on the ground. It doesn't seem like it's picking up too big of things. But definitely we gotta keep looking and we gotta keep watching this. This is still on the ground. This can still become stronger. It could be strong right now. It might just not be lofting things too high into the ground, or too high into the air. Sorry. Gonna look at this cell real quick. That's in Jasper County. The rotation is kind of weakened on it, but a tornado on the ground. Now going into Santee, the community of Santee. This is over Highway 35. We could be tracking this one for a little bit, because this one's looking pretty good. This is just in this big old rainstorm. It's kind of hard to see where the supercell is in here, but this storm is producing a very impressive mesocyclone and a tornado that is still on the ground. Let's look at the timing one more time. That. So here's the timing: 4:45 Collins, 5:08 Ellisville, Laurel 5:14 Seminary. You're at 4:47. So at 5:07. Now the debris ball is now blue. It looks like this could be still on the ground as we speak. It looks like it definitely could still be on the ground. Wow, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive if this thing is still on the ground. I would act like it is still on the ground. If you're in Santee, you do need to be in your safe spot. This could totally still be on the ground right now. This is crossing over Santee Baptist Church Road. We'll be going over Grave Cemetery and probably going over Santee Baptist Church as we're speaking. Plenty of lightning with this. This is a rain-wrapped storm. You will not be able to see it. So we do have that tornado warning in Jasper County. I'm not worried about that tornado warning. I don't think that cell is doing anything. But this cell in Jeff Davis County, this is now crossing into Covington County. We will continue to look at this cell because this cell is definitely the most impressive of the entire storm we've had so far. The entire entire series of storms we've had. Basically the entire system over the last 48 hours. And so debris probably still coming down just a little bit. It looks like this tornado could still be on the ground, especially with velocity. It looks like this tornado could still be on the ground. So remember, this just hit Carson. This is now crossing over Santee right now. Still a fairly impressive couplet. Remember, I was looking at this before it happened. This cell has got the best chances of it still has the best chances of just keeping going and keeping going. This could be the cell we watch for the next hour or so, maybe longer. It's really going to have to see if the conditions in this cell can stay together. But if you're in this tornado warning, I would take this seriously. This cell looks impressive and looks like it could do some damage if it hasn't already. We do know that it has picked up some debris over the community of Carson and towards Highway 35. But now it looks like the area of rotation has broadened out just a little bit. And this angle definitely had a CC drop. Yep. Sorry, looking at different radar angles of this system. If this continues more into Jones County, we're gonna wake up a lot of people. It seems like. Good. What is today? Saturday? Good Saturday morning. I know this is how a lot of people wanted to start their Saturday. Maybe hunkering down for a tornado, having to wake up and watch about it. Like what? Like lots of stuff happening this morning with these cells. Like I said, that risk is still lower than it could have potentially been, but all it takes is one, right? All it takes is one storm, and that's what we're watching right now. Going back to the Skycam in Laurel. This is looking off to the south towards storms that will be coming in the near future. Laurel is currently not in a tornado warning, but it is in a severe thunderstorm warning, where we could see a spin up tornado in Jones County here before too long. This area of rotation is now moving into Covington County and could still be on the ground. This tornado was on the ground just a few minutes ago. We will sit here and continue to watch this Skycam for just a second while we're seeing what this cell is going to do. If you're in Collins or Seminary, be in your safe spot because this cell could still be on the ground. It might not be anymore, but it could. Sorry, just dealing with a few things. But much slower. So, are they still considering this a observed tornado? They are. We are still acting as if a tornado is on the ground here in Jeff Davis County. This is now into Covington County. This will be crossing over Collins and Seminary soon, crossing over Highway 49. Watching a lightning storm here in Laurel. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's a little slow right now while we're watching this cell kind of broaden its rotation. Nothing on the ground anymore, it looks like, for this cell that's now moved into Covington County, which is a good thing. So this tornado warning is still in effect for the next 50 minutes. This tornado warning will more than likely be allowed to expire or will be extended depending on what this cell does. I don't think we'll have to worry about it really expiring on its own accord. But yes, this area of rotation moving over Mount Horeb and moving over the community of McDonald, probably right over Lake Mike Connor Road and Seminary Mike Connor Road. Temperature in Laurel right now, 72 degrees with a dew point of 67 degrees. That's good enough to support robust severe weather still. It just seems like that the forcing with these storms is fairly limited, which is why we just saw a spin up, and luckily it lifted after just a little bit, which is good to know. I'm gonna see if I can find anything about this cell or about this storm that hit that touched down. Okay. So, watching this cell now that's passed into Covington County. This will cross into Jones County before too long. Let's start looking at some other things right now. Sorry that I'm sounding like a dead, or what? Sorry that I'm sounding like a broken record. I'm just running out of things to talk about right now, and I'm extremely tired when it comes to that shit as well. But like I said, area of rotation, going over Mount Horeb, and about to move over Collins. So let's go ahead and let's figure out this system real quick. Come on. Come on. What is this thing doing? And it's deciding it doesn't want me to do this. I can't deal with. There we go. Sorry. What in the world? Okay, so here we go. Let's get this area of rotation, look at the velocity here, and then let's take the so Collins 449. So that's in the next 5 minutes. Seminary 530 or 451. Sorry. So in the next 8 minutes, this will be going over Seminary. This will continue over highways 590 and 588 before too long. Before then, we could see this cell making its way into Jones County. Laurel right now, the timing would be 5:18. Sandersville, 5:27. Go back to the sky cam here. A lot of lightning with this cell. Moving into Laurel. They're rotating the camera now. Here in Laurel, what is this looking off to? This is now looking off to the... Where are we looking? They're rotating the camera, whoever has control of it. This is now looking off almost to the south. Some scary looking clouds. You might look and think, oh, there's a funnel on there. Is that, hold on, is that what I just saw? What are we looking at? Still shows we're looking off to the south. Trying to figure out what's going on with this camera and where we're looking at. They just need to give me control to all of these, and call it a day. Ideally, I would like this camera to be looking off to the west. But unfortunately, it does not look like we are looking off to the west. We are looking off to the east right now. Basically. Don't know why we are doing that. Luckily, the area of rotation that's nearing Collins and Seminary has broadened out. It has definitely does not have its form that it had originally. I'm going to continue to look at this camera here in Laurel just for the next little bit. Sorry that I'm quiet. Once again, sorry that I'm quiet. Not lots of rest with these storms that have been moving through. I'm just not impressed with this cell anymore. So normally, if I'm quiet and not concerned, normally it's a good thing. So now we just flipped around this camera. It's now looking to the west. This is where we want the camera to be looking off to, is to the west. Gonna see if we can see anything up in this cell. Definitely looks as if there's a wall cloud. I'm looking at this one area that keeps getting lightning with it. I'm trying to see if I can see it with this, with the lightning that we keep getting with this cell. Can we stop moving the camera? Like, what are we doing? Just a bunch of scud clouds. What it looks like. You see the lightning and you see some clouds that look like they're lowering, going towards the ground. That's just simply scud. Nothing to really worry about too much. Now, if it obviously looks like a tornado and it's probably funneling down, that's a different story. This cell that prompted the tornado warning earlier is definitely started to um, sort of spin itself out. But luckily, well, I say luckily, I don't know why I said luckily. The cell will be moving into Jones County soon. We will continue to see if this storm will try to produce another quick tornado or not. One thing that we have to watch here is this cold front is racing off to the south. It'll be interesting to see how quick the cold front makes it, or how quick the cold front catches up to the warm front. Because honestly, at this rate, the cold front might take over the cold front might take over these storms here within the next 2 hours, if I had to guess. We're basically all playing the same game right now, which is called Look at the Radar. And the reason I'm playing that game is because nothing looks good on the radar. I could keep ad-libbing and keep talking about stuff that we can look at for right now, but we don't really have a lot to look at. Just these cells. Really, a lot of stuff we've already mentioned. Remember, there is a flooding threat, a big old flash flooding threat. You do have a flash flood warning spanning from McGee down to Brookhaven to Liberty, and even into Louisiana, towards Jackson, Louisiana, and Clinton, Louisiana. Like I said, the flooding risk is the main concern. However, right now, our primary local threat is going to still be these tornado warnings. The one in Jasper County should be allowed to expire, should get deleted, honestly, here in the next few seconds or so. What's going on with the stream, dude? I've been live. Has the live stream been on? Like, can we confirm that or deny that? Looks like the live stream might have went down.